Good afternoon, Clippers. Welcome to Anchor Point, your go-to podcast for all things college and career related, as well as Clipper community info and updates. I'm your host, Mr. Smith, the NHS College and Career Counselor. So this is a new podcast. Each session I plan on having tips, tricks, and advice to help you prepare for life after high school, whether you're planning on going to college, joining the military, going right into the workforce, or taking a gap year to help figure things out. So plus I'll be spotlighting some amazing things that are happening right here at Newburyport High School. So grab your headphones and let's get started. So this segment, I wanted to spotlight our juniors as they are coming into the time of year where they're getting ready. So the class of 2026 is going to be doing their college search and application process very, very soon if they're not already, and I really want to dive into that. So juniors, the countdown is on. Just over a year from now, you'll be seniors and thinking about walking across the stage and getting ready for life after graduation. So what's next? College, career, a mix of both. Today we're going to dive into a little bit of that. The choices you have ahead of you, and how you're going to be able to make those choices best for you. So one of the tools we currently now have at our fingertips is School Links. This platform is not just the college search. It will help you build your portfolio, craft your resume, and even connect you with your LinkedIn virtual resume account, and really kind of help you launch your personal career launchpad. It has a place to put and keep track of your extracurricular activities, internships, achievements, and store and update your resume as you go along and gain more experience. And like I mentioned with the LinkedIn account, you'll be able to add that in there and any skills you have to share with colleges and or employers. So as you know, we talk about it a lot with the Portrait of a Graduate. You know, our goal is to really help students graduate and have a strong, well-documented set of skills, experiences, and goals. And School Links is a great opportunity to be able to keep all those things in one place to help you with that next chapter, whether it's college, career, and again, beyond, to help you with that process. So a couple of events we have coming up. We have the College and Career Fair on Thursday, April 3rd. We have our Credit for Life event, which is going to be all of our juniors going to Salem State University in, oh my goodness, when is that? That's going to be on May 22nd. I also wanted to highlight some internships for juniors and seniors. If you're not already thinking about them, please come and see me. They're a great opportunity to get you out there and see what you like working on. And then right now we have a drive with the community service of Newburyport. So bring in your non-perishables, your toothpaste and toothbrushes and deodorants if you want to support some people in our community who need help. All right, so a few things of advice for our juniors. If you go to the College and Career website, click on Class of 2026. We have our Junior College Planning Timeline, which is really just a quick timeline to help you understand where to get started. And then also on there is the Post-Secondary College Timeline and Checklist. That's really helpful to kind of keep yourself organized and go through it. I also created a College and Career Post-Secondary process, which has wonderful information for you and your family to kind of help you get started. So those three documents are living on there. Please feel free to use them to really kind of get yourself going in that process. And then we had a college planning night back in January. If you weren't able to attend, no worries. We recorded that, and you can find that on the same College Class of 2026 page and watch that video. It's 2 hours long, but I will say it's really fun. And there is a college panel for the last hour where we had UMass Amherst, we had High Point University, St. Anselm's, and Framingham State, and myself, I represented Curry College. So we really had a robust conversation with lots of questions and answers, and it was a fantastic night. Okay, I'm going to start with a segment as I go through this process that I'm calling this week's challenge. So I want you to think about and research one career path you have never considered and find out what type of education that career path would require. It's really helpful to kind of think outside the box sometimes. And then a couple of interesting facts I wanted to kind of go over. According to the Houston Chronicle, within 6 months of graduation, about 72% of high school graduates are enrolled in college or are employed. This means that choices juniors make right now are really likely to shape their next big move. And did you know that almost 1 in 3 college students change their major in the possible career path at least once? This high number of students changing their major should really highlight that students do not have to have it all figured out before they apply. All right, so now we're going to get into our guest for today. Today we are lucky enough to have our very own senior, class of 2025 historian, voice of the morning announcement, Clips executive mentor, NEF and NHS student ambassador, portrait of a graduate speaker, and yearbook president, Lizzie Homer. Thank you so much for being here,
Hi.
Lizzie. All right, so one, I just want to say thanks for being here on my first podcast, being my first guest, and I had no idea what to do today, so I really was excited to be able to ask you to come in and really just talk about your college process. So I want to start off with, where are you planning on attending for next year?
Yeah, so I haven't officially decided yet. I'm still waiting on some acceptances or, decisions. So right now I'm leaning towards UMass Amherst, their Eisenberg School of Management. I want to do marketing, so it looks like a really good program. It's close, it's a big school, and I love the Massachusetts climate, as dreary as it sometimes can be. I love having all 4 seasons, so it's really perfect for me.
You've been out there to visit a couple times? Or?
Yeah, I visited at least twice, I think 3 times now.
Nice. Love that. Okay, so now that you're a senior,
yes.
You've gone through this process as juniors are just starting to go through it. Can you share some of your biggest lessons from the college search and application process that you've gone through?
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the biggest lessons that I've learned, just in the past couple of months, was it's really important to start the search early, because I felt like I was always I never had that dream school, so I feel like I kind of missed out on that. I feel like a lot of people have this dream school that they want to go to, and it seems really exciting because it's a very obvious yes, and I don't really have that for any of my schools. So I wish I kind of had started my process a little bit earlier, started figuring out, what kind of climate do I want, what kind of size, Newburyport's pretty small. Do you want to stay with a small, tight-knit community, or do you want to go bigger and explore different kinds of people and have flexibility within your major, that kind of stuff? So it's really finding where your priorities lie. Otherwise, another big lesson I've come upon is start writing everything early. The biggest struggle I had in November and October was writing all of my supplemental essays. A lot of colleges actually have pretty similar supplementals, so if you write them all on one doc, it's easy to draw the same kind of priorities between different schools, and obviously making sure you're rereading and putting the right college name in the right supplemental. I didn't make that mistake, but I've heard others have. But yeah, just generally start writing early, because the more time you have to sit with it and look it over and edit it makes just for the better supplemental. You feel more confident, and confidence is key in this application process season.
That's awesome. Do you feel like your common application was, once you started getting into it, just kind of flowed pretty easily?
I would definitely say so. For me, I really like just plugging and chugging. I like to put numbers in. I don't mind transferring data back and forth. So once I got started, it was really easy to keep the ball rolling, just because I like completing stuff. I like seeing tasks finished. So it has that whole checklist bar for you, and it'll check things off if you get them done. And I thought it was really satisfying.
That's awesome. I know one of the things I was talking with some current seniors who were finishing up the process was that the dreaded SRAR with some of the schools. I know UMass Amherst has one of those as well too, and just trying to not make that such a big deal. It's just take your time, and to your point, if you get stuff done earlier, then those things don't come up and creep up on you, right? And you can have that time to do it. I think that's again, such an added bonus of us getting to that point. Do you feel like last year you had your essay, your main essay, done by the end of the year for that the narrative for class, or did you redo yours?
I have 3 different, completely separate ideas of essays. Anytime I'd get an idea, sometimes it would be in the shower, on a drive, before going to bed. I'd be like, oh, that's a great hook. So I'd write it down and then go to sleep. So it took me a bunch of different tries to really see what I liked best and what I thought would best represent me. And also on the point of SRARs, I actually had to do it 3 times. I had to do the Common App self-reported academic record. I had to do the official SRAR, and I also had to do it for a different school. They had to put it in their own system. Because they didn't take
any of those, so they want it. Yeah, so
I had to do it 3 times.
So for those juniors that are listening and or parents, there's a lot to do, and I think that's why I really wanted to highlight and I knew a little bit. You and I had chatted before, just like as much as this that goes into it. So, and you know, your story is not necessarily unique, right? Everybody is having those things they have to go through, or right now, and I didn't even talk about this, but like the scholarship process, right? All the different little things that go into that.
Yeah.
Everybody's been coming in my office or seeing Miss Nelson and like, hey, asking little questions. So I think just getting that process done, the admissions part, going through that, and then the next part, working on scholarships, kind of going through there. So I want to ask you, what would be some advice that you would give some of our current students who are just kind of starting the process now?
Yeah. Other than the other things I had mentioned, like learn from my lessons, but also I found it really helpful to meet with your guidance counselor. Lots of times it's really important to get that close-knit connection because there's somebody who's writing a letter of recommendation for you. So if they get to know your character, it'll make it 10 times easier for them, and it'll help them like represent you. So that was one of the biggest things. And also, like, I definitely saw Miss Potter like at least 10 times with tiny little questions, be like, oh, I don't know what this means in the Common App, like, can you just clarify super quick? So it was really helpful to be familiar and know each other because I felt like we made a really good connection, and it makes it just so much easier for both parties.
For sure.
My other advice, I recommend going early action. I know it's not best fit for everybody, but I really liked early action because I'm a very impatient person. And the more you let the college process just keep going, like I had a couple early action and then regular decision. Having to start my regular decision applications after already applying was like, oh my gosh, here we go again. But yeah, I like to get it over with. You get notified before, and then also some schools just do deferrals, so you get 2 chances at being admitted, so I think that helps.
Do you remember, like, what was your first school you heard back from? Like, when was that?
Yeah, so I first heard back from Marist, and they had not sent me a portal link. I didn't get anything online. Just one day, a letter showed up in the mail. It was
Old
this
school.
big envelope, said yes on the cover, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got in. And it was, I didn't even know that they like had my information. I kept emailing being like, hey, I don't have my portal. And they let me know. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, it was such a rush of excitement because I knew that I was going to go somewhere. And I think that's really important too. Like,
That was great.
Yeah.
Nice. And like, just that like sense of like, okay,
yeah.
I got one under my belt. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
move forward with that. That's great. What was I just going to ask? Something brought up. So once you were kind of done that process, I know I kind of mentioned with the scholarship stuff, like how soon after your early action things were in and your regular decisions did you then kind of start like moving your brain towards like, all right, now I got to think about scholarships and like getting some of that done?
I think I mostly started thinking about it in like February. I was done with my applications around January 1st, so I definitely wanted a little bit of a break, like a mental break, just like, oh, I got a breather now. So a lot of scholarship stuff was coming out in February, but a bulk of it came out in the beginning of March. So it's mostly been now. Now's crunch time. I just finished my spreadsheets. I'm going to request my letters of rec. I'm going to request my transcripts. That's my to-do list for this weekend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it does take up a little bit of stuff, but to your point earlier, like stay organized and have it in there. And I highly also agree and recommend taking breathers here and there, right? Like
Definitely.
just, it's a big process. And I always kind of talk about like having juniors really get through a lot of this stuff earlier as we start now, and then enjoy senior year because
Exactly.
it goes by really fast, right?
Yeah.
And being able to enjoy your friends and going to the different things we have and all the events that are really meaningful for that last year of stuff. All right, so I know you got to get going back because I want to get you back to school for the play as you're going through that, which is amazing. My last question I'm going to be asking everyone as we go through, so you're the first one that's going to know. What is your favorite pizza place in Newburyport?
My favorite pizza place has got to be Nick's Pizza, hands down. I love it. There's nothing wrong with it. Even though it's a square, like it somehow makes it better. I think it's the right ratio.
Big
Not too
Sicilians.
crunchy,
Yep.
not too soft.
Any toppings?
So-
Straight cheese?
I like cheese, but also I like pepperoni too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm a big Nick's fan as well. If I need a nice thick Sicilian slice, like nothing better than going down there.
No.
Fantastic. Well, Lizzie, thank you so much again for being my first guest and for coming down. So again, welcome to stay. I'm just gonna do a few more highlights as I do want to shout out to one of our major sponsors is Institution for Savings, and they really support everything that I'm doing in college and career, but our students as well. So they are our biggest supporter for the College and Career Fair. And they have supported us through College Affordable, which helps us with all of our financial pieces and scholarships and things. They give out many scholarships to our students as well. And then they run and create the amazing Credit for Life Fair, which I know you would have gone to last year. And then they have for seniors, they come usually in December time for the Get Smart About Credit. So they are just a phenomenal community partner, supporter of everything we do here. And I know they support other schools too, but I feel like our Newburyport office here is just so amazing and taking care of us. I want to give a couple shout outs to our colleges of the week. I'm usually going to do one, but this week I'm doing three, and I'll tell you why. So Suffolk University, Merrimack College, and Endicott College, because we have our 6th, 7th, and 8th grades visiting them this week, or sorry, next week during MCAS, to take college campus tours. And they do such an amazing job of taking care of them and really just giving kids an idea of what college campuses are like. Some of them maybe have never stepped foot yet onto one, and they're a very different style. So I'm very excited for them to graciously have us come on with middle school students. Our career of the week is going to be the trades, whether it's electrical, plumbing, HVAC, wastewater. We work with the Peterson School as a partner, and they are fantastic. We have an awesome program here where students can take classes at night or on weekends, and we pay for them and pay for their tools. You just got to be able to get down to Woburn. So if that's something you're thinking about, college isn't going to be for you, that's awesome. Come and talk with me, because again, we're not pushing everybody to go to school. We want what the best fit's going to be for everybody after graduation. And then a couple of my closing thoughts. I haven't talked about this because obviously this is my first episode, but sometimes I talk about when I teach a class or I go into advisories, and really kind of my mantra that I've adopted over the years is you have the freedom to choose from the paths that are given. I'm going to say that again because I really love it. You have the freedom to choose from the paths that are given. So every day, you choose to get up and go to school. You choose to hit snooze and sleep in. You choose to be a part of all the different clubs and organizations that you have going on here. You choose to play sports or have a job after school. And those are the decisions you make every single day that form who you are and form who we are as a community, and what you decide to do has a little bit impact on all of us as well too. So think about that. I encourage you to really think and think with intention about the past each day and every day that you are taking yourself and leading yourself on. We are fortunate to live in a place where we do still have those freedoms, and I really want you to think about those. So along the way, remember to always spread love, joy, and kindness, and always, as I like to say in signing off, is and make sure to embrace your awesome. So I want to thank Lizzie again. Thank you so much for coming in. And this has been Anchor Point with our first podcast. I will hopefully be doing at least once monthly or bi-weekly as we get into next year. So if you have any topics you would like to hear or things you want us to chat about, please shoot me an email or come by and see me at the high school. Happy to have you on. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.